Hi there, Steve Kaufman here. Today I want to talk about blogging and podcasts as a means of enriching your language learning sort of content, variety, and particularly as a step from beginner material to the more difficult, more demanding material. Remember, if you like these videos, please subscribe, give me a like if you like my video. So yesterday I did a live stream because this is sort of Streak with Steve. We're encouraging people to commit to maintaining a streak at Link. And so I have these live stream sessions where I talk about a little bit about what I'm doing. And so one of the things I've done now is through a variety of reasons, I discovered this blog in Croatian. I discovered a podcast in Croatian, at least a radio station. This is people I knew through Twitter or something I found in a book. And this really enriches my learning material. And these types of contents are easier than, say, an audiobook, ebook that I imported into Link. Now, my next video will be a discussion in French. So I warn you now, there won't be subtitles, but there will be closed captions. So you can import it into Link if you want. And this is a discussion with a person called Hugo Coton, who has a website called Inner French, and we'll leave a link. And not today, but next time. And he just gets on and talks about things that are of interest to him. It could be politics, it could be, I don't know, I haven't been following his thing, but it's very much appreciated as a source of medium difficulty French content. And it's real. It's a real person talking. It's not something written for a learner. Now, there are podcasts to help people learn a variety of languages, Chinese, Korean, you name it, where there's a mixture of English and the target language, and it's more aimed at beginners. So that's another option. But I tend not to use those. But I do find that these sort of blogs and podcasts as intermediate learning material are tremendously useful because give you an insight. They give you an insight into the culture and events in the country of the language you're learning. And the level of difficulty is just that next level. So in my case with Croatian, having gone through the mini stories, I found the ebook that I imported was a little too difficult. Whereas I'm finding that these podcasts and blogs are just the right level. And I'm very happy to report that the radio station, I can't remember what it was called, I downloaded some MP3 files, I put them on Happy Scribe, and the transcription is actually very good. There's the odd funny word, but by and large good. Better than was the case with Arabic. So even if it's a podcast with no audio, you can attempt to use these transcription services. Far better, of course, is if a transcript is provided. And I actually have had two discussions with bloggers. One does his, or at least the podcasters. One, Andrew, does his podcast in English. He's a Canadian who lives in Korea. And so we did an interview in English for his channel. And he has a service where he, and I should get the link to his, in fact, I'll make sure I provide that in the description box. So he is based on subscription. So you subscribe to him for a year for $90, which I think is very reasonable. And he provides transcripts for all of his podcasts, as well as some exercises and other worksheet type material. So I think this is, obviously, if you're going to learn a language, you're going to end up spending some money in most cases. You may, of course, not. You may borrow books at the library and find stuff on the internet and have language exchanges, and fine. However, very often you will end up paying for a tutor online. You will end up buying a book. You may eventually buy an audiobook or an ebook. You may have to pay for transcription services, or you pay for this podcast service that Andrew has. I think Hugo has a similar program where I think he provides his transcripts free, but then he has courses. I mean, these people are putting their time and their energy and their creativity into creating these podcasts, so they certainly deserve to have their time and effort compensated in some way. But to me, that is an excellent kind of input material. It may lead to online discussions with those tutors, or it may not, but it fills a real need. In fact, I would like to know more about these kinds of materials. If you know about people who are podcasting in this way, just natural, either monologues or discussions, with or without transcripts, ideally with transcripts, please let me know. We want to collect a list of this kind of content and make people aware. I think we had Link Central put out a Twitter tweet there about some similar resources for Portuguese. This is a growing area of content creation, unlike textbooks, constantly renewing itself, more natural, and I think it fills a real need. So podcasts and blogs, although they obviously don't have audio, are, to my mind, the next step after we get through the sort of beginner or mini story type stage. So the next video of mine, in fact, will be my interview with Hugo in French, and I'm off to Croatia, and I will be doing the next video when I figure out how I'm set up in Croatia in terms of Wi-Fi and so forth and so on. So bye for now.